Thank you for joining me on another Trekking the UK video. Today I am in search of some more of the Louth to Bardney railway line that I featured in a previous video. Now I have a rough idea where I'm heading because I have found some more of this before and I have done a lot of research and I know roughly where I am heading. So I am cutting across a couple of fields until I get to roughly the right area, and then I shall pick the video back up there. From my research, the old line used to run somewhere just the other side of this run of trees. The route is a bit vague because it disappears off of the map, but from bits I found either end of previous walks, I believe that it is literally the route of part of this pathway which goes off down through that gap there, but we're actually going to go behind us round this way and across this field, because from what I can work out there does look to be, from using OS maps and a little bit of Google Earth, there does look to be the remains of part of the line still on show. So let's see what we can find. I believe where I am walking now, from what I can work out, is or was at some point the old railway bed, because for some reason, and I think it's because there was probably a bridge or something, and there's a little stream down there. It looks like at some point the stream cut under the run of the railway line, and this section here where it steps in, I believe where the thick tree line is actually where there is still the remains of the line. Probably the wrong time of year to be looking for it, but nevertheless we have to try. So I am led to believe that if my research is right, where this all goes very neatly round and through where the river goes along here, and if it's not this bit where it jumps out, it is definitely that next one there that we'll definitely find the edge of, or the side of the, like the high standing for the railway lines. Not that I can really get to it because of the river, but I do believe it is that first section, because that is definitely raised up and wide enough to have had tracks run across it, and it's got all the hallmarks of being where it was. Say, done an extensive amount of OS map work, but now if it was a little less overgrown I'd probably try and climb across that today, but so I might leave that for probably more wintry time when it's not so green. But you can see how perfectly straight that run would be. Yeah, there's just so many little things that line up perfectly with research, which I'll show you some of that at the end of the video anyway. It would be nice to see like there, not that you can really see it very well, but there is a definite, I don't know how well this is going to, it's not really, but there is definite piles of brick rubble through there, which is all good signs of me being on the right path. Right, so I have managed to get onto part of it behind that tree line, and this is the bit that I believe was the old railway line from what I have done research wise. There's a lot of debris from like water channels, and there's a handful of these like edging posts. You can see a couple more there, and they run off down that way, and then there's also another one that way, but it's a dead straight line all the way down, and the reason that my research has led me to this is because the piece of dead straight line that I was on in a previous video goes under a bridge that I pointed out to you, and then it originally curved round and out along the edge of what is now more field, and it all has the hallmarks of being perfectly laid out for it. Now, I've done a lot of research and I can't see why it would have come out any wider into the farmer's field when it's all perfectly laid out here, and it would have come through past under where that tree line is now, because it would have curved round and under behind a row of buildings that are the other side, and then these farm fields here. So I'm going to go up to the main road that the bridge cuts under, and maybe see if I can get down to the bridge that I couldn't show you in the last video when I was walking this, and see if we can get underneath it to show you it. Right, so I have managed to get down to the old section of railway line that I walked in my first video, and as you can see behind me is the bridge that I was telling you about. So I'm going to head over there and show you what it's like. It is quite overgrown trying to get to it. There was a post recently on a local Facebook group where the owners said they had cleared it out a bit, and the area under the bridge and the other side definitely looks a lot clearer than this side. So what I will do is just see how easy it is to get to it. It's not that bad really, just some long nettles to worry about, and there's a better path out from there as well. So someone has trodden down a bit of a path. Now, as you can see, it is very nicely built and in very good condition still, both sides. So Okay, you have to ignore the graffiti, but the way the brickwork is done on both ends to strengthen it up is really, really nice. And obviously only very short, it's over just a standard 2-lane road. You can obviously see where we had electrical connections coming across that side, and again just very nice archwork. It's been repaired over the years by the looks of things and repointed, but the original run of the line from the maps went out that way a bit and then curved across to line up with the piece that way to line up with what I've walked earlier on in this video. Right, so here is the OS map showing the area that I have done my walk today. This bit that's labelled as a playing field here is now a new housing estate, but I walked across this field, this is where I started the video, and down along to this section here which is labelled as dismantled railway. Now I'd got my bearings slightly wrong and I was thinking about the curve of the railway that we have here, thinking it was here, but it's not. This bit here is where we walked in my first video, and then the bridge is under this road here, so it was originally just a straight shot across, but the joy of this is the fact that if I move the map ever so slightly so that is in this corner, and we follow this line of the dismantled railway. Now I know that it curves here and it follows this line because I found the remains of the old railway bridge here, and you can see there's the outline of a curve there where it would have carried on to here. This was an old railway bridge, and then up the top here that's the old station building, and then the railway line used to carry on out this way, on one line, and then back out this way on another line. So we had at least three, like one main line, and then this was the junction line off from Louth to Bardney. I will be walking some of this bit and this way at some point soon, so there should be videos on both of those coming up. It's nice to get an idea of where you've been. It's not always the easiest to to show it on an OS map, because it doesn't always make a lot of sense to people, because surprisingly enough there's still quite a lot of people that can't read OS maps very well. I must admit it's taken me quite some time to be able to work out the highs points and the lows, so I always revert back to excuse the reflections, but it is definitely a lot more noticeable on this, the straight lines here, bridges here, and then you can see that that is clearly, that bit that sticks out that I thought it was, is clearly the section of the railway line that I was on about. And then it originally came along here, followed the line of this park here, and then cuts in along that line and round out here and down. We've even got its own railway walk, which originally went all the way to the old railway building, which is here. So I say I should be walking some more of those in the not too distant future, weather depending, and if there is an interest for it. I do these sort of walks regularly for myself, but I don't very often film them. But if people want to see more like it, then I will definitely do a bit of a filming of them, especially the old station building, because that is a lovely old building. It's been converted into flats now, but it's definitely worth the walk. So if you want to see some more of these walks, then please like, comment and subscribe, and come back for the next video. Thank you.